Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a very a very different vibe and a very different setting, I suppose, compared to my first video that I uploaded. The reason why I made this YouTube channel was I wanted to just share my experiences, my thoughts, my reflections, in hopes that people will find, I don't know, some kind of help, maybe, just from learning from my stories, my experiences, and my self-reflections. This video specifically, I just want to share my self-reflection about my journey back to myself. 2020, oh my god, my words. 2023 has been a transformative year for me, to say the least. But yeah, also if you see me looking down over here, it's because I've got some bullet points and I want to make sure that I'm on track and I don't go off topic, because as you've seen from my other video, is that my thoughts go left, right and center. And I want to be as structured as I can. Not structured, but I want to have sort of like a rough guide as to what I need to talk about so I don't go off track. So I knew that making a YouTube video, or making up content, would be difficult anyways, but I didn't realize how challenging it would be for me. I think, upon self-reflection, I realized that I had my own perfectionism, my own version of perfectionism, where I wanted the videos to be perfect. I wanted, I want to make sure that I have the visuals. I want to make sure that each video I make sure that I drop something revolutionary in the video, and I want to make sure that you guys get as much as you can out of it. And then as that built up, I was taking courses. I was paying for courses. I then started researching and I started doing other things, and I essentially did everything but make content. And within that, I then became very overwhelmed, and I suppose you can call them a creator's block. Maybe, I don't know. But I just stopped because I think everything just got so overwhelming for me. I lost myself in the process. I knew I wanted to help people. I knew I wanted to help people learn more about themselves. I wanted to help people become more self-aware and become the best versions of themselves. I want to share my journey to becoming the best version of myself. I'm not there yet, but I'm getting there. One step at a time, one day at a time. Upon doing my research and looking at other YouTube content creators in the self-development world, I found myself comparing myself to them. When I was comparing myself unknowingly, by the way, I wasn't fully aware that I was comparing myself to these content creators. But upon self-reflection, I was. And I then started beating myself up for it, in terms of, oh, well, your content will not be as good as this, or we need to make sure that we do this. Oh, well, actually, that's not good enough. Or maybe we should do this. But then but this person's better than your content. And it really highlighted my core belief of not being good enough. And this stemmed from my own childhood trauma and experiences related to it. There will be a video diary that I will probably upload addressing this briefly, so that'll be in a separate video. But this really highlighted it for me, and I really lost myself, and I lost the reason as to why I wanted to start this YouTube channel in the first place. And yeah, I lost myself in the world of content creating. I started looking at, monetizing my content, and I started looking at how do I do this, how to grab the hook, what's a good hook for self-development, what's a good, to engage people in your content. And I really lost myself in that, especially in the monetizing part. I had to come back from that. I had to withdraw back from that and actually think to myself, okay, why are we making this YouTube channel in the first place? I needed to be reminded of the reason as to why I wanted to have this YouTube channel in the first place. I was comparing myself to different content creators. And then there was this one content creator that I found, and he really inspired me. Really inspired me. And then as I got close to making the content, I then was like, but aren't you copying them though? You'd be copying them, because if you make content that's similar to this person, then that would mean that you're copying them. Yes, that's not necessarily the case, because I'm using them as an inspiration. I'm not copying their content. But this all stemmed from my past experiences. But I had to reassure myself, and I had to remind myself and say, you are not copying them, Meg. You're not copying them. There's a difference with using somebody or using something as an inspiration, because you can't copy their story. You have your own story to tell. You have your own experiences that you're drawing from. And I had to learn how to take up space. How to take up space in my own feelings. How to take up space in my own environment. How to take up space in my place of work. In any place that I walk into, I had to learn how to take up space. Because before, I was always just shrinking myself. I was always shrinking myself to try and please other people. I was always shrinking myself because of the fear of judgment. I was shrinking myself because I was scared of other people's opinions. But now, I still feel a little bit uncomfortable, but it's good uncomfortable, if that makes sense. I feel more comfortable to express myself now. And I feel that I couldn't necessarily make the content before, because I wasn't doing the work myself. I wasn't looking into myself enough. I wasn't working on myself. Therefore, I didn't feel that I necessarily had the equipment or the knowledge to try and advise people. But at the end of the day, this isn't me wanting to advise anybody on anything whatsoever. Like I said, I just want to draw from my own experiences and how I learned things and share it with everybody to see if maybe that kind of method might work for them. Or, maybe something that I say will help them, or will help them think about things a little bit more, or address things in a different way, or see things in a different perspective. I don't know. But I'm hoping that from my videos, from the content that I make from here on out, that people find golden nuggets of information. It doesn't have to be the whole video. And to be quite honest, I don't really know if I want to do the whole visual stuff, making sure you grab people's attentions by doing all these things on screen, because otherwise everyone's attention spans, including mine, is not very good. They'll click off your video. But my purpose really is that you don't really necessarily have to watch my video, but you can even just play it on in the background and just listen to me just blab. Not blab, but express myself and reflect. It's not, I don't feel that I could do a podcast, but I feel like podcast world is like, it's a lot and it's overwhelming for me anyways. So I just decided to just do a video and then strip it right back, strip it from everything, and just start with just sitting in front of the camera, have a microphone, and just talk and just share my stream of consciousness with you guys. So I want to address this user handle, Sky Talks. So my name is Megan, for some of you that don't know. My name's Megan. The reason why I called this channel Sky Talks, my initial reason was that, I don't want people to find me. I just want whoever, I just want the video to reach whoever it's meant to reach. And I didn't want to share my real name because I was scared of being judged. I was scared. I am still scared of being judged, by the way. I am worried It's something that I'm dealing with. It's something that I'm working on. But I am worried that whatever I say on this channel, other people may say something different. And because I'm talking from my own experiences and because I'm talking from my own hurt and from my own self-reflection, obviously this will involve other people. And I'm not necessarily going to name names, but obviously I will discuss about my family and my family especially and other people. But mainly my family I'm worried about, because if I say something, I'm scared that they will then have something to say about it. I'm scared that they will deny me. I'm scared that they will deny my truth. But this is what I'm learning. I'm learning that I have my own truth. I have my own experiences. I have my own feelings, and nobody can take that away from me. Nobody can tell me how I should feel. Nobody can tell me how I should have experienced things, because they're not me. I'm still like crippling with fucking anxiety right now. But I really want to help people. So I'm really just going to put myself out there, and I'll deal with whatever when it comes, you know. So the reason why I was hiding under the name Sky Talks, I was initially saying that, oh, Sky Talks, because I've always liked the name Sky, and you know, I wanted to call my baby girl in the future, my future baby girl, to be Sky. But then I thought to myself, this YouTube will be my baby. This YouTube channel will be my baby. So I'm going to have my handle as Sky Talks. But I didn't realize that underneath that reasoning, there again, as I mentioned, there was that fear of judgment. There was that fear of being compared to. There was that fear of just wanting to hide, you know, wanting to be, fear of not being accepted, fear of not being good enough. So I thought just changing my whole handle, just having a new, completely different persona online would be a good way to start. But then upon reflection, I don't really think I can do that. I can't have another identity, because I'm in this era of my life that I'm learning to be authentically myself. I'm deprogramming habits, expectations, thought patterns from the past, from the things that's been ingrained in my brain since I was young. So I don't think that this will be a good channel for self-development, self-awareness, and growing and being authentically myself if I was hiding under the persona of Sky Talks. So here I am. My name's Megan. I'm Filipino. I'm still gonna, do you know what? I'm still gonna keep the handle as Sky Talks, because this will still be my baby. But I'm not gonna hide myself anymore. It will just be a handle. Yeah, it will just be a handle, and I'm not gonna put up a persona. I'm not going to try and be somebody else, because that won't be fair to myself and to you guys. But back to the point. See, this is why it's good to have this. So yeah, so going back to the point, I added all this pressure on myself to make sure that I drop gems, to make sure that, you know, like I said, I got good visuals. It has to be useful. I have to upload every week. And like I said, I lost the reason why I wanted to do this in the first place. So I'm now stripping everything back to the start, and just talk in front of a camera and just talk. Just talk and just hold space for myself and for you guys, and just help people highlight the importance of self-awareness and self-development for me. So yeah, so I was having this internal battle within myself that I wasn't even aware of, to be quite honest. I was having a lot of this internal battle within myself that I wasn't even aware of. But then God really brought it to my awareness and dropped this podcast, this content creator in my hands pretty much, and was like, listen to this podcast. And I listened to that podcast, and I was just so so inspired. And like I said, it allowed me to really take up space and provide space for my own story, for my own experience. And there was a reason why I had this podcast at that moment in time, is because I couldn't, I had all that, what I mentioned earlier, I had that creative block because I suppose I was overwhelmed by so many logistics that go with content creating. But yeah, God dropped this podcast in my laugh. God dropped this podcast on my lap, on my hands. And like I said, there was a reason why I didn't hear it before. I didn't hear it later. I heard it recently. At that moment in time, was because before there was nothing, I feel that there wasn't anything that I could offer. There wasn't anything that I could offer before because I wasn't doing the work within myself. I wasn't doing the work myself. So I couldn't offer wisdom. I couldn't offer insight that could help other people because I wasn't aware of a lot of things about myself. So how can I start a channel about helping people with their self-awareness and self-development if I'm not even doing the work myself? So it wasn't until recently, and praise God, like it's honestly amazing because I've been through the shits. Oh, wait, let me scratch that. Because I've been through a lot internally in the last few months. And in the last few months, I've been doing a lot of work, inner work. And this podcast then fell into my lap. And God told me, he said, Meg, this is why it's important for you to do your own thing. You wouldn't be able to help people if you're not even helping yourself first. But you don't need to pretend to be somebody else. You don't need to put on this persona, because all you need to do is you just need to just speak and just be vulnerable and be you. Allow people to take what they can. Allow people to gain their own insight and gain something from your experience, from your wisdom, and take whatever they can take away from it. If not, then that's absolutely fine. And since then, I've been feeling the urge to make content. So here I am. I've literally sat here one evening and I've filmed 3 videos already. I mean, 2 of them are video diaries, but this one is like my intro video to just reintroduce myself again. So God then gave me time to work on myself in this last few months. He gave me time to understand myself and gain more insight about myself. And he really just gave me time to reflect on my childhood experiences and how it's impacting me now. The things that I've experienced and the things that I went through that has made an impact on how I handle situations now. Because before I wasn't even aware. I was doing things in a certain way. I wasn't even aware of my own coping mechanisms. A lot of the times I used to just be like, I don't know why I'm feeling like this. I don't know why. I don't know. A lot of it was I don't know. I mean, a lot of stuff still I don't know, but I'm uncovering them a day at a time. And because God allowed me to have that time to reflect on myself and reflect on my childhood, this will allow me to share my own story, to share my own truth. I'm still quite anxious. I feel that I'm blabbering. I'm still worried, but God has really reassured me. Yeah, He's really reassured me. He told me, Meg, you need to take up space. You need to learn to stand in your own truth. You need to learn to be yourself. It is your state of being that will help other people. So hiding under the persona of Sky Talks and denying essentially my existence, pretty much, because I was trying to hide from everybody else. I didn't want people to find me, but also at the same time I wanted people to find me. And I was denying some part of my existence. And he really told me, you need to take up space, Meg. You are safe. You are protected. You are guided. He told me, you need to stop acting small because you have a greater purpose here on earth. And you can't do your purpose here on earth if you still allow these programming to control you. you're not able to help other people, and you're not able to serve me and do things for your highest good and the good of others if you are denying part of your existence, if you are still hiding from other people, if you are still worried about what other people think of you. So yeah, in the last few months, I did plenty of work on myself. I gave myself space. I learned how to understand myself. I was learning to understand myself. I was understanding who I am, what I like, what I'm passionate about. Because all my life, I did everything to try and please other people. I wasn't even aware of it though. That's the thing. I wasn't even aware of it. I was not aware how big of a people pleaser I was. Because in my childhood, we'll cover things throughout the contents that I will post in another video. I suppose you'll gain some insights into some things as we go on. But yeah, so all my life I did everything to try and please other people. I did everything, and I've always put other people's needs before mine, and I always put my own needs last, just so I can be validated, just because I thought that was the only way I can get love, and just because I wanted reassurance. So in the last few months, I really withdrew. I protected my own space, protected my own energy. I started giving myself reassurance. I started showing love. I started to love myself, like really love myself, because I learned that I'm an adult now. I'm 26 years old, and my emotional needs weren't met when I was a kid, and I felt that I always had to work and impress other people in order for me to receive love as a child. And to be quite frank, I don't really remember much of my childhood. I remember some, but before my life here in the UK, I don't really remember much, to be quite honest. And with therapy and self-reflection, I realized that the reason why I don't remember much from my childhood was because I denied my younger self her feelings, my inner child, the things that she felt at the time. I denied that. I suppose maybe some parts of me were like, oh, you can't be feeling this way. But there's a reason why people acted this way. Oh, but your parents still love you. And I was really denying myself my own feelings, because I was giving excuses for other people for being the way that they are. And because I denied myself those feelings bottled up, and they stayed in my body, and I needed to just let it out. And it wasn't until recently, in the last few months, that I was able to do the work and release some of these emotions that's been inside my body this whole time. And boy, let me tell you, it was a lot. It was a lot. And since I've allowed myself, and since I've allowed my inner child to feel her emotions and accept and hold space for her to have those emotions, surprisingly, I'm not getting all the memories back, but I'm getting little nuggets. I like the word nuggets, but little nuggets of information here and there from my childhood before I came here in the UK. So to me, that sounds as if, like, I'm on the right track, and my inner child just needed to be felt. She needed to be heard. So since I started doing that and started giving space and learning how to take up space, learning to love myself, learning to reassure myself, I feel now that I am able to come back on here and share my journey and bring you guys along with me. So here I am. Sharing my story, and I hope that you stay in tune with me every week. Hopefully every week, ideally. But I can't promise anything. Healing is not linear. I can't promise that I am going to post every week, because there might be some weeks that I don't feel that I have the energy to make content. But I want to be as transparent as I can, and I want you guys to come on this healing journey with me, and I hope that as I grow, I hope that you grow with me. And it's not always just going to be me talking. There will be times where I will invite friends, loved ones, to sit and chat with me. Exes, maybe. We don't know. I don't know. But yeah, I have plans anyways. But I will leave it in God's timing, leave it in God's hands, and just let things flow the way it needs to flow, the way it wants to flow. But yeah, so I want to take you guys on this journey with me to finding myself, to becoming my most authentic self, to become the best version of myself. Because what I've experienced so far, only in the last few months, by the way, it's been liberating. It's been so freeing. There are no words for me to even explain it. But I just want to take you guys on this journey with me. And I hope that you grow with me. And I hope that you stay with me on this journey. Because yeah, it's so freeing. It's so beautiful to be here. I mean, it's not always going to be, it's not always going to be beautiful, because life is not like that. But I just want people to experience it too, And I'm hoping that by me sharing my own story, it helps other people, and I hope that it helps free you as well. So yeah, that'll be my entry for the day as a little reintroduction. But yeah, so stay tuned for my next video. I'm going to be uploading I've been making some video diaries, so I'm going to be uploading some of those. But some of them I do feel very vulnerable sharing those as well. But like I said, I do want to help people, so I will upload some video diaries as well as self-reflection and stuff. Anyways, I'm really longing it off now, so I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.